our objective is to look at how the compromises made by Henry Clay is going to prevent the Civil War from happening. So let's recap. A compromise is an agreement where both sides are going to be happy. So our major issue in the Civil War here is slavery. So slavery is going to poke a hole in our country. Our country was once whole, and now it's going to poke a hole. Now, in order for us to help with slavery, we're going to have to put a Band-Aid on our cut here. The Band-Aid that we're going to put on, the first Band-Aid we're going to put on, is going to be the Missouri Compromise. Notice when you look at it, now our country is a whole. So the Missouri Compromise is going to handle the issue of how are we going to admit Missouri. So Missouri is going to come in as a slave state, which is going to make the South states happy. Maine is going to come in as a free state, which is going to make the North happy. And then they're going to add something else to the compromise where we're going to say no slaves north of the 3630 line. So that property that we bought from France, the Louisiana Purchase, going up, there's going to be no slaves. But see, the issue of slavery is still not resolved, because then we're going to get to 1850 and we're going to see we're still talking about slavery. So this Band-Aid that was here is still covering up our country, but now we're going to poke more holes in our country, and the issue of slavery is going to come back up. And this time it's going to be, how are we going to add the state of California? What are we going to do with New Mexico and Utah? Because right now we have 15 slave states and 15 free states. Everything is good. So how are we going to make our country still be one? What Band-Aid are we going to need to add? So the Band-Aid we're going to add is the Compromise of 1850. California, they're going to come in as a free state. Utah and New Mexico, they're going to vote on slavery. And then Henry Clay is going to add two more things. He's going to say slave trade in Washington, D.C. is going to be abolished. So there's going to be no more slave trade. And then he's going to put in this very controversial fugitive slave law. So this is going to bring our country together. As you see, the Band-Aids are holding it together. But just like a body, you might not see the bleeding on the outside, but the bleeding is happening on the inside. So even though he put these Band-Aids on, we're still going to be bleeding. And we're still going to be on the brink of war. It's just right now, these Band-Aids on slavery is going to postpone the Civil War. But let's look at this controversial slave trade, fugitive slave law. So let's look at the word fugitive. This means a criminal here. So here's what we have. We have a free black man, and he's going to live in the North. We're going to have a slave catcher. We're going to have a plantation owner. Now, the plantation owner is going to come to the slave catcher. He's going to offer him money for a black man. The slave catcher is going to be low on money, and he's going to see a great opportunity to make money. He's going to see this free black man here. He's going to kidnap the black man. He's going to sell the black man to the plantation owner. Now, what's going to happen to this black man here? He's now going to go from being a free man to now being sold as a slave in the South. Now, the question could be, Miss, if he's free, how come he can just be sold as a slave? Well, the answer comes in, how can this black man prove that he's free? So at one time in America, it is legal to kidnap a black man, to sell him to a plantation owner, and then he is now a slave. A great movie to watch to help you to understand the fugitive slave law is 12 Years a Slave. Now all of this is happening. Our country is poked holes in it, but we got these Band-Aids on here that's holding it together. How much longer can these Band-Aids hold our country together before the internal bleeding starts to come through?